So we talk about vehicle loans. A lot of people don't really have the whole amount of money to pay for the car or any vehicle by cash, right? Buy it outright. So just like when we talked about buying a home, we would have to borrow money, and in terms of borrowing money, we would have to pay it back, and of course it's going to cost us some interest. So I'll just read this. So many people can't afford to buy a vehicle outright, so they borrow money from a lending institution like a bank or credit union and pay it back over time. Borrowing money to buy a vehicle is known as financing the purchase. So financing. You can arrange a vehicle loan through most dealership or the bank. So what happened is, when you find a car, and it doesn't matter if brand new or used, the dealership will have somebody there to do the finance, and they're already connected to the bank, and then they'll give you the options. Okay, so that's when you buy it from the dealership. Now when you buy it privately, the person is not gonna have the financing, right? So you would have to go directly to your bank and get financing from there. So when you borrow money, you end up paying back the amount that you borrowed, the loan of the principal plus interest. We know that, right? The bank is going to lend us money, but it's going to cost us some interest. In this lesson, you will calculate the monthly payment and determine how much interest is paid on a loan. When you borrow money, you sign a contract. Sign a contract with the lending institution that specifies the interest rate that you will pay and the length of time it will take to pay back. Your lending institution will set an interest rate. If you don't like that rate, you can shop around for a better interest rate. Okay. So now that you have already calculated the monthly payments for loans in both Essentials 30 and Home Finance. Now, if you did Essentials 30 in our school, you've had some experience with that. But we already had some experience when we talked about the Home Finance. So most of these are not new to us, but it will be something similar. So you use the same process when you work with the vehicle loans. So this is the one. It says monthly payment is equals to the amount of loan times amortization divided by 1,000. Now you're probably thinking, okay, when we look at the Home Finance booklet, Home Finance booklet, we did pretty much this exact same thing. Oh, we don't. Did you write it down? It's not on here. So, but this is basically the process, right? So let's take a look at example 1 together. So you need to borrow a total. Okay, you need to borrow a total. Now this is the total amount. We don't have to put the taxes there anymore because that's the total amount, right? So don't put any more taxes. So you need to borrow a total of $31,500 to buy a car. The dealership offers you a 5-year loan at 3.5% amortization. The amortization rate for this is $18.19 per thousand borrowed. So amortization rate is $18 per thousand borrowed. So it's already embedded into the question, that rate. Okay. Now if this number is not there, you would probably find it in here, right? Because there's already that number on the question, then you don't need this part here. So let's see. Calculate the monthly payment for the loan. So monthly payment is equal to the amount of loan. The total is $31,500. You can divide it by 1,000. I think that's what we did before. Times amortization rate of 1819. Okay. So you can divide 1,000 right away, or you can divide it at the end. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate this piece. Okay, so let's calculate it together. I got $572, and here's the thing in here at the end. It has 3 decimals. So I would have to round it up, right, to 99. So $572.99. Okay, so that's how much we're gonna pay every month. Okay, that good? That one's not bad. Okay, let's take a look at example number 2. Example 2. Let's see here. Dustin is looking for a loan for a new car. Okay, loan, you could get a loan. Even if you're buying a used car, you can get a loan when you're buying a new car. So the price of the car is $25,600 after taxes. After taxes, so that means that's the amount that, okay, that's the amount already. Okay, we don't have to put the taxes, it's already been included. That's why it's called after the taxes has been applied. He has a down payment of $3,000. Okay, so let's think back. What does it do? What do we do with the down payment?
Takes away from the initial price.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we have a little bit of money now, so we'll pay a little bit, right? In this case, it's $3,000. And then whatever remains, that's the one that we need to borrow. Correct. So, okay, I'm going to finish reading first. The dealership offers a finance with a 4-year loan, 4.25%. The amortization rate is $22.77. Okay, again, they gave us the amortization rate. So we could do that. So how much do they need to borrow? Loan amount.
1,600 divided by 1,000 times 22.77.
25,600 minus 3,000. Yes. So this is where you got the 22, right? 22,600. Because this is the amount. They already have some money, the 3,000. So they need to borrow this amount. So monthly payment. I'm just gonna go monthly PMT. The loan amount of 22,600 divided by 1,000 times 22.77. $77. Okay, I'm gonna do this piece, whatever that is. Okay, this is what I got. $514 and okay, again, I have 3 decimal places following, so it's just gonna be 60. Is that okay? Everybody got that number? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So the next question is, calculate the total amount that Dustin will pay over the 4-year period. Okay? So over the 4-year period, how much did they pay in total? So total amount paid. Total amount paid. Paid $514.60. That's how many that's how much it is per month. Now you look at this for 4-year period. So how many months would that be? 48, yeah. So 4 times 12, that will be 48 months. 48 months. So we can go times 48 months.
Or you could go 12 times 4.
Or you can just go directly. Yeah, that's what you did. Okay, yeah. Exactly the way like we had last time. So 514.60 times 4 times 12. Okay, because that's what everybody did. Or almost everybody. So $24,700. 0.8. Okay, now I have to put 80 to make it 2 decimal places. Okay, so you're remembering what we did in home finance. Okay, so this one here, what do we know? This is how much they paid, but they really only borrowed $22,600. Calculate the amount of interest. So how much is the interest?
2,180 cents.
Total amount of interest. So that would be 24,700.80. Okay. I'm gonna subtract 22,600. Okay. Before I finish that off, I'm gonna ask you, are you okay with this part here? Okay, you know we're not subtracting this amount, right? We're not subtracting the 25,000 because this is how much we borrow. How much we paid, how much we borrowed. So that becomes 2,180 cents. Is that good? Okay, so that one, like I said, is very similar to the home finance stuff. We're going to take a look at letter D. If Dustin selects a 5-year loan, okay, now he has some choices. In fact, you will be asked, okay, you know, maybe you've already experienced this when you purchase your car. If you haven't experienced this one yet, you're gonna be asked, how long do you want? Because we could go for 5 years. We can finance it for 5 years if you want something longer, or we can finance it for something shorter. So again, this is a good idea to think about this situation. Okay, just by the show of hands, who's had some experience in having to decide between interest rates? No? Nobody? Okay. So if Dustin selects a 5-year loan instead of a 4-year loan, so state the effect that this will have on monthly payment. Okay. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen if we extend the monthly payment?
It would be a lower monthly payment.
Yeah. So instead of paying it off for 4 years, it's 5 years. So you have longer time to pay it off. So that means your monthly payment will be lower. Right? Because you have extra whole year to pay it off. So it would be lower a little bit, right? What would happen? What would happen to the total amount of interest paid? Would go higher, right? So total interest paid will be higher. Okay. Do you know why it will be higher?
Because of the amount of time that went up.
Yeah, so the time is longer, right? The bank is not getting their money back earlier, as soon, so there's a penalty for that, right? Yeah, certainly. Is that clear? Is that okay? How do you like it so far? It's good? Let's look at this next example. Okay, as with mortgages, so this is on page 26. As with mortgages, determine an amortization rate for a loan can be difficult. So most financing companies use special computer program or special calculators to determine the amortization rate. So it could be something like this in the table. And this is nothing new to us. We've seen this before, right? Okay, let's go to example number 3.
So different dealerships will have different rates, right?
Sometimes they would have different rates, yeah. Now, the only thing that's different compared to home finance, I'll show you what home finance look like and what's. Okay, so this is a car, financing a car. Interest rate here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years. Okay? Because it doesn't take a very long time. Maybe sometimes I've seen financing go up to 6 years, maybe 7 years. I wouldn't recommend a 7-year loan. Okay? Because that's just way too long. And your car would have depreciated so much by the time you even pay off your car. Okay? So I would say about 5 years.
That sounds no good. 7 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. And then this is the mortgage. Interest rate over here. But because mortgages are way more expensive compared to cars, they go by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. Okay, so that's the only thing that's different there between car loan and mortgage. Okay, but the same stuff. Calculation and table. So let's go to example 3. Priya is looking to borrow money to buy a used car. Okay. He needs to borrow $5,700. Her bank offers a loan that's 5.25% for 3 years. Notice that they didn't give us an amortization rate in here. Okay, they didn't give us an amortization rate. So we have to find it from the table. So what would be, determine the amortization rate for this loan. How much would that be? 3013? I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Yeah, you're right. 3013. Okay. So that means we're gonna pay $30.13 per every time per thousand, basically per thousand. So we're gonna use that information to calculate the monthly payment. So why don't you go ahead and calculate the monthly payment for this person? I'll do the same. I'll do it the same time as you. Okay, I got 171.74. Did you get that? 171.74? Okay, so that's for the month. Let's take a look at the next piece. Determine the total amount of interest. Okay, so determine the total amount of interest. In this particular case, we can't figure out the interest right away, right? So there's actually two steps that we need to do here. First, we need to figure out the total amount paid. Okay, so it's 171.74 times 3 times 12, right? 3 years times 12 months, or you can just go times 36. Okay, so 6,182.64 cents. Total amount paid. What about total interest? Now we could figure out the total interest. Total interest paid. So 6,182.64. Thank you so much. Minus, how much did they borrow? 5,700. So $482.64. Okay, so notice that they didn't give us do this, do this, do this, right? They go directly to calculate the total amount of interest. Okay, but you have to do 2 steps for that. We're probably going to do, how do we do for time? Okay. We'll probably finish example 4. Okay, we'll do example 4, and then we'll see. Stop there, and then we'll continue on Monday. Okay. Try to finish. So example 4. Elwood needs a loan to buy a new car. The price of the car is $17,995 after taxes. Okay, so this is important. So after taxes, meaning that the taxes have already been added in. Okay, so we don't have to add any more. Already after the tax has been added. He will make a $2,000 down payment. Okay, that's a good thing, right? That's an important number. The dealership will offer him 5-year loan, 4.5% interest. Okay, here's the other information that they gave us. The amortization rate is $18.74 per thousand. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate the monthly payment. So go, I think if you know that already, so go ahead. Well, I'll do this at the same time as you. I know that it's 17,995, but I got a down payment, so the amount of loan would be 17,995 minus 2,000. That's going to be 15,995. 995. Yeah.
Did you write amount of loan? That's his,
Oh, okay.
does that say amount of loan?
Amount of loan, yeah. Amount of loan, or is that good? So we have to subtract the amount. Okay, so now 15,995 divided by 1,000 times amortization rate of 18.74. Oh, this is affordable. $299.70. So not super big. Okay. It made a little bit lower because they put in a little bit of money down. Okay, so $299.75. Okay, calculate the amount of interest that he will pay for the loan. Total amount paid would be $299.75 times 5 times 12. $17,985. So the amount is $17,985. That's the total amount paid. Now, total interest. What do I put for total interest? Any ideas? What's that? Hmm?
How much interest will
Yeah.
pay on first month?
Oh, shoot.
17,995.
Oh my gosh. No, there. No, okay, sorry. I stopped right there.
So that's
No.
17,995.
Yeah, sorry, thank you for. This is what happens when you.
I added it and then
Okay, no. Okay, no, okay. So this is how it's important to read the whole question, right? Okay, sorry about that. No wonder you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Okay, never mind. Sorry. Erase this off. Erase this. Erase this. Read the whole question, Elsie. Yeah, read the whole question. Okay, here we go. Read the question. Calculate the first month. Interest for the first month. Good. So I equals to P times R times T. Okay? Do you remember this from last time? So I, the principal, so how much do they owe? It would be 15,995 times rate. Rate would be 0.045 times time. Okay, because it's 1 month. Do you remember how we do it?
1 divided by 12.
1/12 of them. Yeah, 1 divided by 12. Good, very nice. Yeah. Oh, there's a way to delete that on YouTube. So, okay. Pretend I didn't make a mistake, which I always do. So, there you go. Now it's better. Just because you told me to fix it. Okay, now it's 59.98. 59.98. So that's the interest on the first month. Okay? Okay, now letter C. Read the whole question. Okay. Now we can finish it. State at least 3 ways. 3 ways that he could reduce the amount of interest that he will pay over the life of the loan. So 3 ways to reduce the amount of interest. So how could we reduce the interest?
Larger down payment.
Okay, so hold that thought. Larger down payment.
Larger monthly payment.
Mm-hmm. Large, what do you call it? Say that again. Larger monthly payment. Mm-hmm. Yes, I heard something. Yeah, shop around for different rate. Yeah, lower rate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Those are good ones. Say that again. Yeah, yes. Shorten the amount of time. So instead of 5 years, do it for 4 years. Anything else? Oh, we had 4 so far. That's it? Okay. That's it then. Well, thank you very much for your participation, for your telling me where I did wrong so I could fix my mistake. So we're going to continue this on Monday because I don't see you tomorrow. For the meantime, there's I would say no homework, but if you want, you could just take a look at it again. Okay? Have a good long weekend, everybody. I'll see you on Monday next week.